Have you ever looked around your city and just felt like it was designed for cars, not for people? You know, that feeling of living in a concrete jungle that just seems to get hotter, wetter, and harder to breathe in every year? Well, you are definitely not alone. And that's exactly what we're digging into today. A blueprint for how we can transform our urban spaces from gray and sprawling to green and, well, actually thriving.
I mean, we all feel it, right? That oppressive heat that radiates off the pavement in the summer, the sudden flash floods when it rains hard, that hazy smog just hanging in the air. This isn't just bad luck or some random act of nature. It's a direct result of the choices we've made, of how we have literally built our cities. So, let's start with Section 1, the Urban Challenge. For decades, the whole design philosophy has been about prioritizing asphalt and concrete over parks and people. And now we're really starting to feel the strain. And what's wild is just how connected all these problems are. It's a total vicious cycle. You've got all this dense construction and dark asphalt soaking up and trapping heat, which creates these urban heat islands. Then, when a big storm hits, those same hard surfaces can't absorb any water, so our drains get overwhelmed and boom, you've got flooding. And all the while, the traffic that these roads are built for is just pumping pollution into the air we're trying to breathe. Okay, so that's the problem. It feels pretty big. But what if there was a simple, kinda elegant way to start turning things around? A clear vision for a healthier city. Well, that is exactly where the 3-30-300 rule comes in. It's a powerful, super easy to remember framework for making our communities greener. First up, 3. The goal is simple. Everyone should be able to see at least 3 trees right from their window, whether you're at home, at school, or at work. And this isn't just about having a nice view. It's about our health. Having that immediate, constant visual connection to nature has proven benefits for our minds and our bodies. All right, next is 30. And this one is a huge deal for fighting that urban heat island effect. The target is for every single neighborhood to have at least 30% tree canopy cover. Think about it. That dense canopy gives us shade, it cools the air, and it's a natural air filter, literally cleaning up every breath we take. And the last piece of the puzzle, 300. Every single resident should live no more than 300 meters away from a quality park or green space. We're talking about a short 5-minute walk. This makes sure that access to nature isn't some luxury you have to drive to. It becomes a fundamental, easy part of daily urban life for everyone. So a vision like 3-3-300 is amazing, but how on earth do you make it a reality? It starts with a big picture strategy called spatial planning. The best way to think about it is as the master blueprint for a city's entire skeleton and plumbing. So instead of just deciding where buildings go later, it makes sure all the heavy-duty infrastructure, the transit lines, the water pipes, the power grid, is planned out before the growth even happens. Now, a great blueprint is one thing, but you also need a clear, simple rulebook to follow. And for way too long, our cities have been caught in this tangled web of complicated zoning laws that actually stop us from building better communities. It is absolutely time to rewrite those rules. I mean, just look at this comparison. Imagine trying to build anything when you have to navigate over 1,000 different sets of local rules. It's a nightmare. The solution here is to simplify all of that down to just 15 to 20 national standardized zones. That way, a metropolitan center in one city has the same basic rules as one in another. It just creates predictability and gets things done. And look, this isn't about making every city look exactly the same. Not at all. It's about getting rid of the bureaucratic sludge that holds up good development. It's designed to stop what the sources call urban design nitpicking, where good projects get delayed or even killed because of the arbitrary opinions of individual planners. This gives us a clearer, consistent path forward. So, with that clearer vision and a simpler rulebook, what do our neighborhoods actually start to look like on the ground? Well, this is where we get to see what smart density really means in action, creating communities that are functional, beautiful, and built for people. One of the key building blocks for these new neighborhoods is a design called the perimeter block. The idea is super simple but really clever. You just arrange the buildings, the homes, apartments, maybe some shops, along the edge of a property. And what that does is leave the entire center open for a big shared green courtyard. And these courtyards, they are the absolute heart of the design, and they do so much work. They act like urban sponges, soaking up heat and rainwater that would otherwise be flooding our streets. They're like urban lungs, cleaning the air and giving the whole community a breathable core. Plus, they're great for local plants and animals, and they give neighbors a beautiful place to actually connect. And this is what smart density is all about. It's not the overkill of just cramming in massive skyscrapers everywhere. It's about thoughtfully increasing the number of people who can live in an area while actually improving their quality of life, with more green space, better walkability, and a real sense of community. Okay, so let's get real for a minute. How does all this theory actually play out in the real world? We're going to take a look at Manukau City Centre in Auckland, New Zealand. It is a perfect case study for how you can transform a landscape built for cars into a community built for people. So right now, huge chunks of Manukau are what the sources call a sea of surface parking. I mean, it is a vast, underused landscape of asphalt, and it's sitting right next to a major transit hub. It is wasted potential, plain and simple. And this slide says it all. On the left, you see the before, that gray, empty void. And on the right, that's the vision, a vibrant, dense, human-scaled community made of those perimeter blocks. You've got homes, shops, and green spaces, all woven together, right where that sea of parking used to be. You're literally swapping car storage for community life. You know, this is so much more than just a new development. The sources describe this kind of change as healing a scar on the city's skin. It's about taking these dead zones, these voids in our towns, and turning them back into living, breathing destinations that make the entire city better. And that really brings it all back home, doesn't it? This isn't just a story about Manukau. Every city has these scars, these massive seas of parking. So the final question is for you. Take a look around your own town, your own city. What underused patch of asphalt is just waiting for its chance to become a real, thriving community?